Welcome to the Jill on Money Show. It's Sunday, July 9th, and we are here trying to help you make the next best decision in your financial life or in your real life. And remember, the real life, that's the lead here. We want you to talk to us about what's going on in your life. We want to make sure that we make the money part the means to get you where you want to go. Of course, that's the entire theme of my book, The Great Money Reset. And the subtitle is obvious: change your work, change your wealth, but it's really about changing your life. The 10 bold steps that I think can turn chaos into opportunity is available now wherever you buy books, or you can get it on our website. If you are willing to come on the air, all you need to do is just write us a little note. Go to JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button, check the box that says you want to come on the air. That's what Jason did. Jason is on the line from Washington, D.C. So, Jason, welcome to the Jill on Money Show. What brings you on with us today? Tell me what is going on in your financial life and how we might be able to help you out.
Sure. I think after last year, there's a lot of uncertainty in the world in terms of making financial plans for myself. And so I have a few goals and a sort of array of different assets and money sitting in different buckets, and wondering how to allocate those most effectively in planning, and then also hedging against some of those uncertainties. Also not sure I'm going to stay in the law biz for much longer, potentially. And so if I am going to transition and do something else and maybe travel in the meantime, how to fund myself in the meantime, and then whatever travel I want to do to make sure I can do that as well, and have a little bit more of a flexible timeline on that too.
Okay. So how old are you, Jason?
I am 30.
30. Okay. And are you single or partnered?
Single.
Okay. You're still working as a lawyer, right?
Correct. Yes.
How much are you earning?
About $220 a year gross.
How much money do you have saved? Are you participating in the law firms? I didn't ask. I'm sorry. You work at a firm or for an organization right now?
Law firm. Yes.
And they have a 401k?
They do. Yes.
And you participate in that?
I do.
How much money's in the 401k right now?
There is about $71,000 in the firm's 401k. I also have about $9,000 in an old 401k sitting out there.
Okay. Any other retirement assets? Any other, old things kicking around? A Roth IRA maybe, or anything like that?
Nothing like that. I do have about $8,000 in an HSA.
And what about just savings? Boring emergency reserve.
So that's where I'm hoping you can help with, because I've been funneling all my extra income from the last couple months into that. So I have about $75,000 in short-term savings.
So you say you may not want to be a lawyer. I mean, do you despise this? Are you no matter what I say, could you stay for another year? Could you tell me a little bit about this idea of taking time off and where you stand on that?
I think a year would be pushing it. I could do, is 6 to 9 months doable? I think there's a path to maybe something like that.
Okay.
I think it's just more long term. I'm eventually going to need, it's going to happen sooner or later, right? Whether it's in 6 months, a year, somewhere down the line.
Do you have an idea about what you think you might want to do next?
Not especially, no. I'm very aware that the cash flow will go down, right? Whatever it is, it will probably be making at least a little bit less than I am now.
Okay. So let's talk about this time off and what you think you're going to need to, how much of the, so of the $75,000 in cash, how much of that would be allocated to time off, pay for everything, trip, blah, blah, blah? What amount of money are you thinking it would take?
I would say it'd probably be about 15 to 20,000 of that for the actual time off travel around. And then I've also I've estimated it's like a back to life sort of line item in my planning of about 30 to 40,000 for that. So all in, you're looking at anywhere from probably like 40 to 45 to 60,000 would be is just what I'm guessing right now. I have no idea if that's super low, super high.
And when you say back to what you mean, that's what you want to keep in reserve as you go, then come back and say, I need to get a job. I've got to pay my expenses, et cetera. Right?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. Gotcha. So, I mean, there's not a lot of money to spend on anything else then. How much are you saving in this account on a monthly basis?
I'm putting in about $1,000 from paychecks and probably about $4,000 just in extra cash that I end up having.
Not on a monthly. You mean $5,000 a month or just?
Yeah, about $5,000 a month.
And are you maxing out your retirement account, your 401k?
I am, yes.
You're really married to this idea. I'm not going to, in other words, I am not going to convince you not to do this, right? It's just a question of like the timing.
Right. Yeah. It's the, do I need a longer runway? Do I need to?
Yes.
That's right. Yeah.
Yes.
I'd love to do it tomorrow, but realize that a little bit of planning can go a long way.
Okay. Here's what I'm going to suggest to you. First of all, I mean, I know it may not be your dream job, but I think that for a couple of things you have to really take into account. Number one is that you've got to stockpile more cash. You just must. The bigger issue is if you can save $5,000 a month, you're just going to put yourself in a far better financial shape to make this leap. And I think that you're probably looking at a period of time where, if you give yourself a longer runway, it will make the transition a lot more seamless. In this time also, if you're really thinking about it, I think you should have an idea of what you think you want to do next. Obviously, making $180,000 a year in your next career is a lot different than making $85,000 a year, right? And we've just got to try to figure out for you what you think that next thing is. And it would behoove you to use this time to give yourself some flexibility. And I think that would make more sense to you. So do you think you could get on board with that?
Yes, I think that something like that could work.
The reason I want to put this in a broader, what am I doing next, is that I think, like I said, I think that, if I knew that you were going to be working, in-house at a nonprofit, and I'm making this up, and that, you knew that those kinds of jobs would pay you $150,000 a year, I might not feel as anxious as I feel right now, wondering what's next. The old retirement account, is there any reason that you should move your old retirement account into your current retirement account just to make your management easier?
Not really, no. And I think then I could also do a Roth conversion.
Exactly.
To fund this year at some point.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. So why don't we roll the old one into your current 401k? And will you promise me to do one thing, Jason? Will you call me back before you actually decide when you're going off on this great adventure so that we can talk a little bit about where things stand?
Sure. Yeah.
All right. I encourage you to do that. Everyone's going to want to hear where you're going. So this is going to be interesting. Get yourself set, get yourself ready. You may be booking your trip in the fourth quarter of this year. I'm not saying you're not going to do that. I'm just saying this is the time to really concentrate on building up my cash and making sure that I'm at least thinking about other ideas. And, maybe the best idea, they always say it's the easiest time to find a job is when you have one, is to just talk to other people who do cool stuff and say, tell me more about what you do. Maybe that's an idea that's worth pursuing, right? So just maybe once a week, make it a priority to talk to someone in a different industry and interview them. Be curious and see if there's something that jingles and jangles and makes you excited, okay?
Sure. Yeah.
If you would like to join us to chat about what's ever bothering you or maybe exciting you in your life, we want to hear from you. Just go to JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button. We'll get your note, and we'd love to have you join us on the air. It's so much fun. Don't forget to check out the new service. It's called Jill on Money Live, quarterly live webinars, 4 of them, and lots more special content. That bonus content lives behind the paywall for the great price of $35 for the whole year. So do check it out. Sunday, take a deep breath. Many of you going back to work after taking a week off. So go easy, lift someone up, change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thank you for listening, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.